suffers a worse fate.
Yeah.
Because he gets sent to Africa with the gorilla to just live forever, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
getting raped by the gorilla all day long to live in Africa. I mean, I'm assuming at some point somebody's opening that cage and realizes that...
That's a person?
Well, I mean, a dead person.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's going to get raped to death, because that's just how that works.
So the bad guys lose.
The darker side of every movie you grew up with.
Yeah.
That guy, even though he's a bad guy, did he deserve to get raped to death? Let's find out.
They lose. Billy, Louie, Coleman, why? No,
Why?
you were in on this the whole time.
Yeah, but he did help them.
At the end, I guess there's a redeeming thing of him helping him on the train and whatever, and helping, Louis get back to...
I would say he gets a lesser cut because he's a dick.
But I'm just like, you were in on this.
Yeah.
You turned Lewis away at the,
Yeah, I mean, I would be... But at the same time, he's just doing his job.
I mean, he hates the Dukes, too, but...
I think it's just, he's just doing his job.
He was just doing his job, and they understood
He's like,
that.
look, I need a job, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So he probably apologized off-screen to Lewis.
Yeah, and probably gave a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he's like, here's more money, and, probably is just like, all right, you can have X amount more because I'm a dick.
So Billy, Louie, Coleman, Ophelia go, I guess, retire to the tropics.
Yes.
Coleman has a lady. Billy has a lady. Louie's obviously with Ophelia. He's on the boat.
Yep. He's on a boat, motherfucker.
I love it. Just like, should we get the
crab or the lobster?
It's like, why not both?
New butler guy who, seriously, you have two butlers and neither one of them are named Alfred. You fail me. Get us crab and lobster. Very good choice, sir. All right. Fucking, I guess that's the sign you're rich.
Yep.
You can have two expensive meats.
You got two kinds of seafood.
Yeah. See, I don't like seafood, so that's just like, why, when you're rich,
or
do
a
you
tropical,
have to just eat that shit?
Or a tropical
island, really, because I don't like the heat.
So this is a hellhole for
that
you.
really is. It's like, this is not good. Although Jamie Lee Curtis on a boat wouldn't be bad, but
no.
I might put up with the rest of it for that.
Just for that.
All
right, fair enough. So, bad guys lose, good guys win.
Yay! Evil is punished. Way too harshly.
In Mr. Beaks' case,
I don't think no matter, for everything he did, I don't think he deserved to be raped to death. That's gonna be me standing on a limb now on that one.
Well, this movie, there's some jokes that don't age well, obviously. That don't land anymore.
Yes.
Overall, I still think it's a classic.
I think so too. It's fun.
Again,
it's one
of those movies like we're gonna encounter, or both of us haven't seen it in forever. So there's gonna be some things like that where we're like, oh yeah, that happened.
Jesus, yeah.
But overall, it's gonna be like, oh, I forgot how good of a movie this is.
Like how we were with Lethal Weapon. I think
because when you have the acting talent that was Dan Aykroyd, and Eddie Murphy.
Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis, fucking Paul Gleason, the two old guys, everybody in this movie.
Play Coleman.
Yeah, everybody is fucking so good in this movie.
It's a great film. Highly recommended.
Yes.
My MVP is Billy Ray Valentine. Eddie Murphy, obviously. You watch a movie like this, and then 48 Hours, and his first couple movies.
Yeah.
You can see why he became just a megastar.
Yes, and he's really good. Like I've always said, this has basically been my thought on Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is the king of comedy when he can say the word fuck.
Yeah.
And when he started doing family pictures, it was just downhill.
Yeah. But
ironically, I'm going to actually disagree with you on the MVP.
Yep.
I'm giving it to Louis Winthorpe III. Dan Aykroyd in this movie is fucking phenomenal. The accent, and then the fall from grace to being like so pathetic, and the genuine sadness when he's outside in the rain, like that's all over his face, and then like the potential suicide scene.
Him still talking like that whilst he's in the leisure suits and everything was hilarious.
Yeah, and like he didn't lean on it. That was the thing that I loved the most. That accent, he didn't lean on it. It came in there when he was talking about upper class stuff, but when he didn't, he was talking like a normal person. It was just a weird choice that I really enjoyed. And I just think, and then of course, just being the drunken fool, just literally like he was the most magnetic in this flick, I think.
He's a guy that didn't drop off necessarily.
Not really. I mean, he has recently, but I mean, anytime he's in a movie...
Again, I think his heyday was the 80s.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot like Eddie Murphy.
Really. Yeah, but I mean, it's like when you see Dan Aykroyd's name in a picture, you at least know he's going to be good. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things...
And we will get to movies where he's the only good part.
Yes, we will. But, yeah, like, he's just one of those goddamn solid actors, man.
I think it makes sense that one of us picked Billy Ray and the other one picked Louis, because, again, these are iconic roles for iconic actors.
They really are. And, I mean, these two together in this movie, it's a shame they didn't do more.
Like, yeah, you think, usually when it happened with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, they did a movie together, and they're like, wow, this works so well, let's do a bunch more. I'm shocked they didn't do a bunch more.
Yeah, I am too. It really doesn't make sense.
Again, you don't know behind-the-scenes things, you don't know.
Well, I mean, again, I couldn't find anything, so I'm guessing there was no ill will or anything like that, but it really seemed like this could be the next generation Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, but it never happened, and I don't know why, because they were so good together.
You can see where Billy... I mean, they both still had mega careers, but I think it's just the whole... No, we want Eddie Murphy to star in the movie by himself. He's not a buddy guy.
Not to mention...
Because as good as Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor are, by themselves, they're really good, but they were not... Like,
they were not box office powerhouses, but together they were.
You know.
But also at the same time, like you said, Eddie Murphy was skyrocketing, and literally the next year, Dan Aykroyd's in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, so which is another ensemble.
Yeah, so he's now he's the ensemble guy, and his name is made by that point. So this point they were trying to, I think, just sort of build Eddie Murphy, because he literally had the 1-2 punch of 48 Hours and this in the same year. So that's a way to start.
So just pair him with random white guy. And then
I mean, you say that, but like you look at it like, yeah, and then Beverly Hills Cop, like that was Eddie Murphy's lot in life for a minute.
2 white guys.
Yeah.
No, he's obviously, you can see where the megastar came from in both.
Oh yeah,
in both.
Absolutely.
Both Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. As far as rating goes, I'm going to personally give it 8 pork bellies out of 10. Because it's a classic.
Yeah. I too will give it 8 frozen concentrated orange juices out of 10. Because it is a classic. It is something that I completely forgot about. Like, I have not seen this movie in forever, and it was so good.
The beauty of alternate Christmas movies, you can watch them at Christmas, like the Italians do, or it could be a random day in March or June or July, and you could be like, you know what, I want to watch Trading Places.
Yeah, and it will totally work,
and it works in both atmospheres.
Absolutely. And I think it's just one of those movies that, like, you just throw it on, it's got dark moments, but it's still a very fun movie. In a lot of ways. But, you know.
So next week, it will be Christmas Day.
Yes.
And we will end our 80s alternative extravaganza, alternative Christmas extravaganza.
Yes.
With the biggest, to this day, hotly debated Christmas classic, quote unquote.
Now,
which is near and dear to Steve's
very near
heart.
and dear to my heart, and it is.
We've been teasing it all month.
Yeah. Okay. I've been on the side of this being a Christmas movie for longer than it's been a debate.
Before it was cool.
Before it was cool, yeah. I'm one of those guys, and I have to be for this. So we are going back to July 20th, 1988.
The day after I was born.
Oh, wow. For a little film called Die Hard. You can hear the joy in my voice. I fucking love this movie.
The notes will be aplenty.
Actually, not really.
Really?
It's not that sparse.
Not that interesting.
Well, it's not that it's not that interesting. It's just not that sparse with notes. Although the plus side, there's a bunch of behind the scenes documentaries, so I will try to cull from that. But yeah.
So this is the big one.
This is the big one.
We wanted to give you the big one on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, this is one of my favorite movies. I absolutely fucking love this movie. Yes, it's a Christmas movie. I don't care what anyone says. Even fucking Bruce Willis came out and said it wasn't a Christmas movie. Fuck you. This is a Christmas movie. I will fucking fight anybody on this. If any of these movies that we talked about this month can be considered Christmas movies, this one sure as fuck can be too.
I'm assuming that we're going to spend a good chunk of next week, not debating, because again, I fully agree. that it's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
But I think we'll talk about the debate.
I think so.
And the fact that this movie has found legs on just this debate alone.
Yeah.
That people have begrudgingly, just not begrudgingly, maybe spitefully, like, you know what, I'm too watching Die Hard on Christmas, because fuck you, it is a Christmas movie. And maybe people have stopped watching it at Christmas, because it's just like, I'm not watching it, it's not a Christmas movie.
It was so strange, because,
because it truly became a phenomenon.
It really did.
The debate became a phenomenon.
The debate became bigger than the movie. Because I've had this debate with people who've not really seen the movie in like a decade. And I'm like, how are you debating this right now? Go watch the movie and then we'll talk. Yeah. Like, it's just an odd thing that the debate has grown into such this massive, massive thing.
So we will talk about it next week when we give you the Christmas present of Die Hard.
I love it.
So until next week, you were Steve.
You were Justin.
And we're way back and gone.
I have legs.